credits. Today, we're doing something slightly different than what we normally do. Um, we're going to talk about movies that came out 30 years ago. It's going to be a segment that we're going to call This is 30. And today, in the inaugural video for This is 30, we're going to be talking about Groundhog Day because it literally came out 30 years ago, a week ago. And we want to know, do we all think that it's a classic or has it failed the test of time? What do you guys think?
Okay, so I have committed a horrible, horrible sin in the movie watching community. I've only seen Groundhog Day recently. That's right. I didn't see this movie growing up as a child. My God, the angels have stopped singing. The record players are doing the scratches. Oh no!
I'm very
Grim
surprised at
is
you.
the bad guy. Listen, I know it was just growing up. It was just one of those movies that was just never on TV, or I just never caught it, and whatever. Having said that, though, my honest to God opinion of this movie is this is Bill Murray at his Bill Murrayest.
Oh, yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
So, like, some can take that as a good thing, some can take that as a bad thing. If you are a fan of his comedy, you're going to love this movie, straight up, if you don't already. If you're not a fan of this movie, of his comedy, I should say, then it may or may not like be to your liking. Having said all that, though, no matter how you feel about this movie, you cannot take away the impact that this had in pop culture, because you will see in other movies, other franchises, TV shows, whatever, they do implement this same exact thing in episodes of TVs. Entire movies are based on this concept. One of my favorite episodes of Supernatural was literally based on Groundhog Day, and it was phenomenal. I laughed for days after I saw it. I thought the jokes were pretty good. My God, this man's attention to detail too, while traveling back in time to do certain things to learn the piano, I just thought was straight impressive. To get the perfect date, that was impressive. I got to tip my hat
But
to the
listen,
guy.
but you have to think about it. Like every single time he made a mistake, he's like, "Ooh, okay, tomorrow I'm going
tomorrow
to do
I
it
got this."
differently."
I think like the final tally of like how long he spent in this loop was 6 months.
No, I
Something
think
like
it's
that.
longer. I think somebody actually did the math, and it's way longer than that.
Yeah.
Way longer.
I mean, you understand what this movie is, right? It's a
Deja
Kang the
vu.
Conqueror. It's a Kang the Conqueror origin story.
Oh, Jesus.
It's really, if you think about it, I'm sure Kang
For the
also
ones who
learned the
don't
piano
know
as one of the
that, we
first things.
recently just saw Ant-Man Quantumania, so we're all still in this vibe. Johnny, I'm sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
No, I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure, like, when Kang cracked the multiverse and time travel and all that stuff, he was able to relive the same days over and over again. I'm sure one of the first things he did too is try to learn the piano,
So,
and then conquer the multiverse.
So what you're telling me is Kang the Conqueror is actually Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. Straight up.
okay,
Yeah.
so possibly, but look, according to what is it called? WhatCulture.com, they
Yes.
calculated that Phil Connors spent 33 years and 350 days
No way.
in that movie.
Bruh.
Because if you really think about it, though, it kind of makes sense. Because how long does it take you to learn a language? How long does it take you to learn the piano?
Yeah.
Right.
How many times has he made the same mistake or different mistakes all the time? Went back, kept doing it, and whatnot.
And made the same mistake multiple times because
Right, exactly.
we're human beings. We
I do it
forget
too early.
things.
So you have to keep doing it until you find that perfect spot.
Oh my
Because
God.
remember when he was at one point he was looking at the way the armored car was, and he's like, okay, so I'm going to see this at this time, and then there's going to this happen and that happen. So that takes a lot of time to actually sit there and watch it. He probably sat there for at least a month trying to figure out what's happening throughout the whole thing.
Jumping around the movie too, I'm gonna jump to like the
We
very
have
end of the movie. You actually find out he learns all these people's names, their
Right.
lives, everything.
Their
about them.
hobbies, their
That damn
routines.
puddle.
Yeah.
That's why 33
Finally, the
years
puddle. Yeah.
makes sense that he did 33 years in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a movie that definitely holds up in the sense that it's still relatable. Like, how many times have we had a day that we just want back, and different scenarios, like I would fix this or fix that.
Oh.
I wish I said this the right way to a woman, so she would say yes, I would go out with you, or why the hell did I step in that puddle? You, or if
That obnoxious guy you want to punch in the face on the sidewalk.
Oh my god, bro! When that finally happened, I just
Phil?
lost my.
Is that you? Oh my god! Imagine that every single day.
What suicide attempt was more epic? The truck going off the cliff or him falling off the church?
That was so dark, by the
Yeah.
way. I forgot about those scenes.
Yeah,
So-
as a kid, you don't
crap.
realize when
The
you first see
church.
the movie.
I'm gonna go with the church on that one because, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the truck just like getting away and having fun for like a hot second and just finally being fed up with stuff and like he kind of just like crashed in a comedic kind of way?
No, he drove it off a cliff, and
I
then
know,
then
yes, I know what
and then-
happened,
and
but
then
the
it- and then
purpose
it-
behind it.
and then it exploded into fire.
Yes,
By back
again,
then he had
I know
attempted
the end
multiple
result, but I
times.
want to know why. Was
Yeah.
he just having fun or was he depressed? Because, Spade, the second that you said that, I'm going to be honest. If I was in a situation, 33 years, that's a lifetime. That is longer than a lifetime to some people.
I'm surprised
That's
he didn't go nuts.
depressing. Oh my God. That poor
And then-
man.
And they
Yeah.
didn't show it, but he's like, "Oh, I've been shot, I've been stabbed. I've tried to
Yeah.
die multiple different ways.
Yeah.
This
You
is
know what's funny? Thinking about this movie, you start to see other movies that are similar to it.
Mhm.
Like fairly recently, they did a horror movie spin-off, not spin-off, but like the same take in Happy Death Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I
I
kind
thought
of love
those
that
were
movie
great.
too.
I thought they were great for
Yeah.
for horror movie and like Groundhog Day type
Mhm.
movies. I thought it was great because it's like, how many times can you die, from the same killer, no matter what the situation is? So anyway, but the point is like, movies like that, or the Tom Cruise and what the hell is her name? Anyway, the movie I'm talking about is Edge of Tomorrow. Even that
Oh,
one,
right.
same concept. They kept doing the same thing over and over again until they got it right. They changed up. Oh, let's do a little bit different here. So I think Groundhog Day gave a precedence to people and said, "Oh, this is a great concept. Why not we spin it off into something else, more sci-fi, more serious, more drama, like even Looper, right? The movie Looper was similar to that also." So
Looper, I felt like was a little different in the sense of like, let's send someone back in time so that someone else can kill them.
right.
But I'm picking up what you're putting down though. I get where you're coming from.
The concept is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I feel like it turned like you said before, it was like it turned into a pop culture thing. Like people
Yeah.
see it and they're like, "Ooh, this idea came from that movie."
That's what I said earlier. Yeah, like so many like things have been taken from to the point where I would argue that Groundhog Day in and of itself is a trope. Just
Yeah.
because like certain like things just take this concept and put it into their own thing or remold it around it. And I know how I said earlier that like, that sounds depressing to be reliving the same day for 33 years, but I'm going to be honest.
Story.
In the beginning, that sounds like the best day ever because you could literally get away
Right.
and do whatever you want. My God, like I literally, the dessert spread for breakfast I thought was phenomenal. Just going to a costume party.
You want some coffee?
You see someone beautiful walking down the street. I want to get with that person, and you just like plan an entire month around trying to
That's
like learn her life and get
That's it.
everything around her just to get them in bed.
And it
Nancy,
worked.
we-
It worked. I
Yeah.
bet you guaranteed that with 33 years under your belt, I bet you there's not one person in that town he did not sleep with.
I mean,
Because he had to find a way in 33 years to be able to sleep with every single woman that he found.
it took
every
him a
single
while
one,
to-
I don't know, but he definitely had his pick of the litter. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
it took him a while, multiple attempts to win over Rita. So
Yeah.
True.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Because that's
that's
the
only
main
what's on
character. We
camera.
had to have some sort of way for him to do that.
I
right?
know,
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah.
But by the way, to get away with anything, I would think in that case I would drive my car onto the train tracks that could be chased by police and barely avoid being hit by the train. You know, why not?
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
if you're gonna wake up the same day next day,
Mhm.
okay, I'll keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh my
I'll do
god.
something different every
Yeah.
day.
Mhm.
I wonder if that
Right.
inspired Kenny and South Park, because they later reveal that when he dies, he automatically comes back to life anyway, but without reliving the same day. But he just comes back to life after he gets killed every time.
Yeah, but okay, so the way how Kenny always comes back though is a lot more gruesome actually, if you guys don't know. Because the way how he essentially comes back, they did it I think in Coon and Friends episodes. I could be wrong. The way how he comes
Yeah.
back, his mother gives birth to him every single time. And
Which is so
overnight, they just put down another orange jacket and he grows into it overnight. It's terrifying. It is
I
the
did not know
meme
that.
of Jimmy Neutron
Yeah.
of just like he made me relive the miracle of childbirth over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over and over again. No,
Oh, man.
don't do this.
Oh man.
Uh,
yeah.
Do you
So-
put this? Go ahead, Speed.
So, what do you guys think were the negative aspects of this movie? Like if you were to tell somebody today, hey, would you watch this movie? Like, what would be the bad things that you would tell them? Like you would argue with them, like how it was bad or how it was good.
Let me take this one because this is my thoughts in general on this movie. Right, genius concept. I think it's obviously it speaks for itself. Like
Absolutely.
other movies and TV shows that have copied it. Amazing storyline in that sense. I'm watching this movie and something hit me at a certain point. I don't remember the scene, I don't remember the line, but it just something hit me at this point. At that certain point, I'm like, I hate this character. I hate Phil. Wait a minute. I think I hate every character that Bill Murray has ever played in any movie. And I think this is like, it's not that he's like bad. It's not about him badly acting. He's not a bad actor. It's just he plays insufferable characters. I don't like them. I don't root for them. I don't like. It's just I'm watching this movie. I'm like, what is wrong with that? Like that I'm not like feeling him right now. It's just like, yeah, like what you said, Grim. It's like, yeah, Bill Murray has a certain style of humor. I think I'm one of those people that's not really a fan of that kind of humor. And it took me watching this movie again to realize that. I was like, he's like, I should be feeling like, and I do feel bad for him that he's reliving this over and over again. It's like torture, but I'm just like, I'm watching him walk around, like the things that he says to other people, how he is with the the women that he speaks to, and I'm like, he's kind of he's a dick. He just doesn't listen to people. I feel like he's just in his own little world, and we're all living in it. Like I feel like he does a certain self-centered thing about like this character that's also in his other characters in other movies. That I'm just like, I'm not feeling this guy right now.
That's part of the charm of the movie. Like he acts out all the selfish things he ever gets to do.
But
Right,
he has
but
no
I don't think
charm.
John's saying
Okay.
about the movie. I think John's saying Bill Murray in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
self-centered.
I mean, but to like how it pulls back the movie, yes, I do believe that there are like jokes that like just don't hit me specifically. Maybe like like Big Grim said, like maybe other people find it funny. There were jokes like attempts at jokes that are made. I'm like, kind of weird. Like, and there was also just like a weird way of how the dialogue was written that it just something about it didn't feel natural all the time. Like a person in like a normal situation. Yeah,
It's dated.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if it was the pacing or what, but like something was just up with like at least his dialogue. It just like and how he handled situations, and I'm like, it's kind of
I don't
weird.
feel like
and I'm
he
just
had.
not,
I don't feel like he had a script. I think they just told him, "Hey, just go over there and just whatever comes to mind, just
Be yourself.
Yeah,
Well,
be
Yeah, and
yourself.
like, and at certain, I forgot the main female character's name in the movie, but like just
Rita.
like how
Rita.
Rita, like how he handled her and like the things he would say to her sometimes. I'm like, why isn't she just like smacking him in the face and just getting up from this diner table
She
and
did
just
smack
leaving?
him, I think.
She did.
Oh yeah, no,
She did
like
smack
she
him at
did,
one
but like,
point.
but he kept on like being the same person and just trying again and again. Like I felt like he didn't actually grow. Yeah, you're right. There was a scene where she keeps slapping him like day after day, which is yeah, but like he didn't learn. I felt like he didn't learn from that because like end of the movie he was still that same dick. Like I
No,
don't
Because
know.
he learned
I
his
argue that.
he learned his
I-
mistake 100 times over, or 33 years over.
Well, I would argue against that because yes, you do see that like at the end he does kind of want to get things right in the sense that like 33 years go by. Let's assume yes, World Culture was right. 33 years have gone by. You do get depressed at that point to the point where you do just want to find somebody for all that they're worth. You find this person, Rita, in front of you. I want to be with her, and I just want to relive the best day I could ever have over and over and over again, at least for myself, and make her happy. That's why it's worth getting to know all these people, doing all these things, running around town, helping people with their problems, putting on a concert of a lifetime, helping people here and there and schmooze and blah blah blah.
And
then
that's the beautiful part of the movie.
no,
for
no,
sure.
but and then you find out end of the movie, all their clothes are still on, and they wake up in the bed, and I'm like, they didn't even do the dirty. So Johnny, I'm sorry. At the end of the movie, I feel like his character did change. But having said that, though, my final take for this movie, I don't even know if it stood the test of time. I would just ask, like, if someone came up to me and said, Grim, how do you feel about Groundhog Day? And I would kind of give the same answer that Johnny would. Like, let me ask you this question. How do you feel about Bill Murray's comedy? I love it. You're going to love this movie. I can't still Bill Murray. You're going to hate it. Do not watch it. Would not recommend if you don't like Bill Murray's comedy. If you love it, have at it. This is him at his best.
You have your signature. He has a signature, very dry.
It is
Straight
dry
face.
as toast.
That's what is. Yeah, that's where I feel like maybe I don't connect with. Is that he's always straight facing most of his comedic lines, and he's just like
I
either
think you
either
don't
hits or doesn't.
didn't like him in Quantum Mania. That's why.
Oh, he was just yeah.
For
You wanna
all
talk
the
about-
5 seconds, I forgot he was even in it.
But how
Who cares?
hateable his character was in those 5 seconds, that was probably him at his worst with what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a hateable
He was just
character.
there to tell people that he slept with Michelle Pfeiffer. That's all.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then
We all
and
we
he
all
got
know
killed, so
Kane.
it's like, all right.
We all know Kane took him out of the Groundhog loop and put him in there, so he aged
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
That's actually believable
Yeah.
if you really think
Groundhog
about
Day
it.
is MCU multiverse.
And then he
canon.
stole the
Oh,
and he stole the power of that day on a loop, so he can use it for himself to destroy history. Yada yada yada.
yep. Well,
So the question is, do we say yay or do we say nay?
Definitely
I say
watch
yay.
it. Yeah.
I say yay.
Like I said, see for yourself whether or not you enjoy Bill Murray. Otherwise, it is a very good movie with a very good concept, and it's a fun ride all the way. Some dark moments, but definitely a fun concept for a movie.
very much like how I saw it and how I was told. Watch the movie, make your own damn opinion.
Here you go.
Okay. Well, listen. Here's how I see it.
Oh,
I see it as it's a classic. Watch it. The worst thing that could happen is you hate it. Right?
You could say that about any movie, though. You have said that about any movie, and there's been movies that you told me, Grim, you should sit down and you should watch it. What's the worst thing that could happen? You hate it. I have seen movies that I've hated, and I've lost
Avatar.
time, precious moments of my life that I will never get back because of this.
And
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
live that day.
why- And this is why we started This Is 30, so we can watch the movies and you don't have to.
Oh boy.
But I personally do recommend you watch the movie, even if you hate Bill Murray or his characters.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
I-
it was an enjoyable movie, regardless of whether you don't like him or anything. I think it's a classic, and it deserves to be a classic because other movies have taken parts of this movie and turned it into their own.
I agree with
So-
Spade. Yes.
I think it works. I think it's fine. And, you know, maybe in 20 years, I'll think differently when we do This Is 50.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. When we become
And on
nothing
that
but
note,
Trump
everyone,
movement.
we'd love to know what your thoughts are. And that's it.
Roll
Roll
credits.
credits.
We out.